Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be discussing the Japanese science fiction action film, Brave Storm. Spoiler ahead. Watch out and take care. In the year 2050, Earth is under alien control, but humanity refuses to surrender. Koji, a man on the run, successfully infiltrates the alien forces and manages to secure crucial pieces of information. However, just as he attempts to escape, he becomes the target of a missile that strikes him, hurling him across the battlefield. Thankfully, Koji regains his composure and swiftly flees the war zone. Meanwhile, Koji's companions are devising a strategy to bring an end to the devastating conflict, while his sister Haruka, accomplished with psychic powers, begins to perceive her brother's presence. The man is welcomed inside, and Koji successfully retrieves the alien's formidable technology. However, even with the enemy's designs, humans can never defeat the aliens, as most of humanity has already been killed. Their only hope lies in traveling back in time to prevent the invasion altogether. The people swiftly create a portal to the past, prompting Koji to bid farewell to his friends before embarking on this journey alongside his siblings. On the other side, in the year 2013, a scientist named Kenichiro is engrossed in his thesis when he suddenly becomes aware of a portal materializing inside his own home. The man is taken aback by the sudden appearance of the strangers and demands an explanation for their arrival. Koji, sensing the scientist's surprise, urgently instructs his brother Kozo to scan Kenichiro, ensuring he is not an alien in disguise. Once confirmed safe, the group reveals that they are actually time travelers from the future and they require the scientist's expertise to construct a weapon that can prevent an impending war. 5 years later, a young man named Ken established himself as a professional boxer. Instead of pursuing championship titles, he prefers to earn his money in the underground boxing arena. Despite facing a significantly larger opponent, Ken displays remarkable skill, effortlessly dodging attacks and swiftly knocking out his adversary with a single powerful strike. Rather than collecting his payment immediately, he decides to take on a second fight, unaware that Koji is observing him from within the crowd. Ken confidently approaches his second opponent, unimpressed by the fighter's physical appearance. He launches a rapid succession of punches, only to discover that they do not affect the opponent, who responds with a sinister smile. Koji swiftly realizes that they are facing aliens, and before they can react, the enemy counterattacks, sending Ken flying across the room. The crowd is horrified by the brutal assault, as the opponent relentlessly beats Ken, turning him into a seemingly indestructible punching bag. The man manages to knock the fighter to the ground and unleashes a relentless flurry of punches. In the midst of the chaos, Ken's friend rushes over and strikes the enemy on the neck. Shockingly, the opponent reveals itself to be a disguised robot, promptly killing Ken's friend in front of the stunned viewers. Consumed by anger, Ken unleashes a furious assault on the android, striking it relentlessly until he manages to decapitate the opponent, effectively terminating the threat. In the midst of the chaos and fear that sweeps through the crowd after witnessing the brutal incident, 3 unidentified individuals choose to remain behind. Kozo, using his abilities, identifies them as actual aliens disguised as humans. The disguised enemies swiftly converge on Ken, capturing him and threatening his life with a laser aimed at his face. Fortunately, Koji intervenes just in the nick of time, using his gun to eliminate the alien adversaries. This creates an opportunity for Ken to escape the immediate danger. He quickly descends the stairs, unaware that more alien creatures are in pursuit, hot on his heels. As the hideous monster corners Ken, preparing to deliver the final blow, a car driven by Kozo comes to his rescue. Urging Ken to get in if he wants to survive, they swiftly escape from the scene. Kozo explains that Ken was destined to die in that encounter, but they managed to alter the future according to their plan. Unbeknownst to them, their vehicle is being followed, and a second android is dispatched to investigate the incident. This android transfers the collected data to a mysterious creature, setting in motion a chain of events that remain unknown to our protagonists. The alien is revealed to be a member of the Killgis species, who is the mastermind behind the entire scheme. Within its base, the creature has amassed a vast army of clones with the intention of conquering Earth. Additionally, a colossal robot has been constructed to eradicate the human race. Meanwhile, the group successfully arrives at the hideout and swiftly enters the building. They explain to Ken that they are actually time travelers from the future. They reveal that the individuals who attempted to kill him were aliens, driven by their recognition of Ken as a potential threat to their grand plan. Despite Ken's initial skepticism, the group realizes that it is crucial for him to understand the gravity of the situation. Haruka utilizes her psychic abilities to transport Ken's consciousness into her own memories, showing him a devastated future where humanity is on the brink of extinction. Witnessing this dire future firsthand, Haruka warns Ken that if they fail to stop the alien's giant robot, known as the Black Baron, this grim reality will become his own. The Black Baron possesses the ability to terraform Earth, generating a gas that allows the aliens to survive but proves lethal to ordinary humans within minutes. Determined to alter this fate, Haruka guides Ken to the laboratory where the team has constructed a colossal robot, the Red Baron, using the stolen alien designs that Koji had acquired. The Red Baron stands as humanity's last hope in countering the impending threat. The team informs Ken that they must initiate his training immediately, combining his boxing skills with piloting the giant machine. However, their conversation is abruptly interrupted when alarms sound, signaling the discovery of their hideout by the aliens. They are aware that the alien robot will be completed in 3 years, so time is of the essence. The enemy cyborg detects the presence of the Red Baron underground and unleashes a devastating laser beam, aiming to destroy the robot by penetrating the floor. Faced with imminent danger, Koji swiftly prepares for battle while the doctor initiates the power-up sequence for the Red Baron, intending to escape the area. Koji emerges onto the surface, engaging the enemies with gunfire. However, the cyborg quickly retaliates, overpowering Koji and gaining the upper hand in the confrontation. Despite his fierce resistance, the human is overpowered by the alien cyborg's superior strength, being forcefully thrown into the walls. Taking advantage of the situation, the cyborg retrieves its gun and shoots directly at Koji, causing him immense pain. Meanwhile, the doctor successfully completes the preparation of the giant robot and urges the others to board immediately. However, the scientist must remain behind to guide the launching system, ensuring their safe escape. As the hatch on the roof opens, the rest of the team swiftly enters the giant robot, with Ken taking the pilot seat and piloting the machine for the first time. The Red Baron begins to levitate into the air, blasting through the building's roof. Witnessing his friend's departure, Koji races towards them and manages to grab hold of the machine in the nick of time, clinging onto it for dear life. As the group escapes into the atmosphere, their giant robot vanishes from the enemy's radar, thanks to its cloaking device. They find refuge in a dense forest, where they hide the robot among the trees. Ken, however, feels lost and uncertain about how to stop the alien invasion. Fortunately, the resourceful Dr. Kenichiro has developed an AI version of himself within the Red Baron's interface. This AI is capable of training and guiding Ken in piloting the giant robot. To their surprise, the AI suggests that their first destination should be the moon. The lunar environment offers better training conditions due to its lower gravity, while also providing a hidden location to conduct their preparations. Suddenly, vibrations shake the building, prompting the team to rush outside and witness the Red Baron taking off into the sky once again, signaling the beginning of their next mission. Back at the alien base, the cyborg returns, revealing that they have successfully captured the doctor. To make matters worse, the aliens have obtained the future blueprint, accelerating the completion of their giant robot far ahead of schedule. With the Black Baron now operational, the aliens prepare to mobilize and swiftly carry out their plan to annihilate the human race. Unbeknownst to the aliens, Ken has been undergoing intense training inside the Red Baron, adapting his fighting reflexes to the capabilities of the massive machine. As a result, he has become a formidable pilot. Soon, the citizens of Tokyo are startled by an extraordinary sight. Two colossal metallic beings maneuver through the river, a clear indication that the clash between the Red Baron and the Black Baron is about to unfold on a grand scale. The sighting of the colossal beings quickly spreads through the news, alerting both Kozo and Koji to the situation. Koji realizes that the altered future necessitates him confronting the Black Baron alone. Fortunately, his brother has constructed a new suit that enhances his abilities even further. Meanwhile, Ken receives distressing news from Earth, compelling him to return to the planet without delay. As the Black Baron emerges from the depths, it wreaks havoc on the city, resembling a monstrous kaiju. Panic spreads throughout the populace. The military swiftly responds, deploying fighter jets and launching a barrage of missiles at the enemy. Unfortunately, their efforts prove futile as the giant robot effortlessly destroys the planes with its laser, rendering them insignificant like mere insects. As the Black Baron propels itself into the air using its rocket boosters, it heads straight for the city streets, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. It maneuvers towards the capital, causing widespread devastation along its path. Fortunately, Koji manages to reach a nearby building with his upgraded armor. He leaps into the air, landing on the enemy robot, determined to inflict as much damage as possible. In response, the Black Baron retaliates, attempting to shake off Koji. Despite his desperate efforts to hang on, the robot slams Koji against a building, causing him to plummet to the ground. Just as the Black Baron is about to deliver a fatal blow, a barrage of missiles rains down upon the enemy, signaling the arrival of the Red Baron. The giant robot finally emerges to protect humanity from imminent destruction. Ken seizes the opportunity and unleashes a barrage of bombs, causing massive explosions on the alien robot's body. The Red Baron adopts a boxing-inspired fighting style, preparing to engage in an intense battle. Simultaneously, Koji confronts the alien cyborg once more, but this time he is more prepared than ever. The two clash, exchanging furious blows. With his skills and determination, Koji gains the upper hand, sending the cyborg flying across the field. The cyborg resorts to its weapon, firing a barrage of shots at Koji. However, Koji skillfully evades the attacks and manages to sever the enemy's arm. Swiftly kicking the opponent away, Koji relentlessly showers the cyborg with bullets, ultimately obliterating it. Meanwhile, the giant robots continue their fierce clash, each strike causing earthquakes, amplifying the destructive power of their blows. Ken's superior reflexes prove advantageous as the Red Baron skillfully evades the enemy's attacks, delivering a powerful punch that sends the opponent reeling. Seizing the opportunity, Ken launches a relentless assault on the alien robot. However, the situation quickly shifts as the enemy activates its shield, successfully repelling the Red Baron's strikes. Realizing the ineffectiveness of their previous approach, Ken launches the missiles once again, but to no avail. The opponent continues to push the Red Baron backward, nullifying all of its attacks with its impenetrable defense. The AI within the Red Baron confirms that the enemy's power source is originating from a nearby base. It urgently instructs Ken that destroying the generator is crucial to disable the shields and turn the tide of the battle. Fortunately, Haruka utilizes her psychic abilities to teleport herself and Koji, transporting them into the heart of the enemy's hideout. With a sense of urgency, they immediately split up to cover more ground. Koji finds himself in a vast laboratory filled with containers housing alien clones. Acting swiftly, he draws his weapon and starts firing at the incubators, causing massive explosions that obliterate the alien clones, preventing them from hatching. Meanwhile, Haruka confronts the hideous monsters. Despite the daunting presence, she remains composed and draws her sword. With a single strike, she skillfully dispatches the enemy, eliminating them efficiently. As more aliens surround Haruka, they unleash a barrage of laser fire. Remarkably, Haruka's psychic abilities enable her to deflect the lasers with Jedi-like precision. Seizing the opportunity, she swiftly counterattacks, annihilating the monsters and reducing them to alien sashimi. Meanwhile, Koji successfully locates and destroys the generator, disabling the shields of the Black Baron. This allows Ken to once again launch missiles, dealing significant damage to the enemy's robot. However, their triumph is short-lived as the alien adversary reveals that Dr. Kenichiro is the one piloting the Black Baron, having enslaved the scientist. Ken, unwilling to harm his friend, halts his assault, while they helplessly watch the enemy escape. The situation becomes more complicated as the human connection with their captured comrade creates a moral dilemma. While searching within the alien base, Koji discovers that the mastermind they were seeking was nothing more than a hologram, raising questions about the true location of the enemy. However, Haruka's keen intuition leads her to find the real Dr. Kenichiro within the enemy's base. This revelation prompts Kozo to realize that the individual piloting the Black Baron must be an imposter. As the Black Baron begins its transformation, preparing to terraform the Earth, Kozo informs Ken that the Doctor was never inside the enemy's robot. Realizing he has been deceived, Ken swiftly powers up the Red Baron, launching it into the air and directly toward the enemy. Ken confronts the alien robot, channeling tremendous amounts of energy within himself. With a mighty release, he unleashes his attack, directing it directly at the Black Baron in an attempt to bring the formidable enemy to its knees. Ken's powerful attack inflicts significant damage, overwhelming the alien's robot and ultimately destroying it. As the dust settles, Ken notices that Haruka and their friends have made it out safely. Dr. Kenichiro commends Ken for his tremendous efforts. However, to their surprise, the alien mastermind manages to survive the explosion. Koji raises the question of why the creature decided to invade Earth in the first place. In a surprising twist, the alien reveals that its invasion was prompted by humanity's self-destructive nature. The alien believes that a species that lacks regard for its own existence does not deserve to survive. The revelation leaves the group pondering the consequences of humanity's actions and the importance of valuing and preserving life. In a decisive move, Koji eliminates the alien, asserting that humanity holds the power to determine its own future. The group reunites within the Red Baron, finding solace in the sunset as they pledge to safeguard the world from any future threats that may arise. Unbeknownst to them, their actions have actually created a separate timeline, distinct from the original future they sought to change. This revelation implies that the resistance fighters from the original timeline are still alive. Moreover, it signifies that formidable dangers from the future can now traverse into this new timeline, hinting that the true battle has only just begun. Thank you for watching our recap. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and feel free to explore our other recaps.